You ready?
More than ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Captain's Dogs. We've taken a break. I'm gonna start by misting the mammy here, Phil. To which you have not made a single comment about.
No, it's
This
beautiful.
is my pride and joy.
Is this the one you tried to propagate?
Dude, I tried to propagate it. It didn't work. I actually don't know what propagating means, but I watched a TikTok video where you take a leaf and you put it in a Topo Chico bottle, and the only thing that happened was the leaf drowned. Phil, here's the story. Here's the back. By the way, great to be back in the backyard.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. Nico,
Feels
we miss
good.
you if you're out there, but we moved on. This plant, this is a tropical mammy, Phil. What does it remind you of?
It
right
looks
off the gate?
exotic as hell. It looks like something out of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Fruit roll-up.
Yeah, that.
You tell me
yeah.
that doesn't look like a
It
fruit
does.
roll-up?
I mean, yeah, candy.
This one's a little concerning. I don't like the way it's dipping down low a little. I fucked up the other day.
What'd you do?
I fudged up. We're not supposed to cuss, right? I got a spray bottle that previously had vinegar in it.
No.
And I missed it just like I did now because this is tropical mammy, Phil. This thing likes a lot of humidity.
Yeah.
You feeling moisture in the air?
You've been keeping it
No,
moist.
we got a problem, so I got to be out. I'm humid. I'm Mother Nature for this plant. We had a big like palm tree type thing that my mother-in-law bought. Just straight up died in this very pot. Which I don't know. When a plant dies in a pot, just replacing it with another plant, is that bad juju? We good?
We're good. All right,
I thought you had a fly. I thought you had a fly on you. You see how the back
I
up?
didn't see the gun
Popped up?
coming, backfiring that quickly at me.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm trained to kill.
Yeah.
Are you know?
You're not wrong.
But this plant, I was tasked to go buy a plant for the return of my mother-in-law. I'm so used to holding a mic, I might have to hold the Gatorade.
There needs to be a new plant. Like it's just like a thing you have.
Well,
like
she told me to get the same plant.
The mother-in-law or your
My
Your lady.
fiance.
Gotcha.
So I went, couldn't find that plant, so I got this one. I cut the dead ones off. I mean, I was working on this plant for a week. She shows up, doesn't even look at it. I don't even think she knew it was here. Kept mentioning it to her too. I was like, "You see the mammy back there? What do you think about the mammy?" She's like, "I'll take a look. I'll get to it." But
hasn't
this is my
noticed it.
current pride and joy, Phil, and I think it's gonna die on me.
I think you're doing a really good
You
job.
ever taken care of a plant?
Yeah, I have. I've killed a lot of succulents, but I've done well with some other what are they? I do a lot of propagation where you.
You want to give it a miss?
Yeah, for sure.
Give it a little mist.
I'll
It
get in
feels
there.
good when you do it, right?
Get
Kinda
that
feel
soil
like
nice
a
and
botanist.
moist. Yeah. You feel like you really know what you're doing, no matter who you are. I feel like.
But yeah, so the mother-in-law was just in town for 6 days. Kicked her to the curb yesterday. I mean, gracefully dropped her off at the airport yesterday. And we did some wedding planning. We got the venue down, Phil. There's donkeys
Donkeys at
on
the venue.
property. We're getting married in a ranch in the north side of Austin. 3 donkeys,
Are
dude.
you utilizing the donkeys?
I mean, I was hoping the baby was going to be a flower girl. You know,
Yeah.
put a little basket in it. It just like walks down like the way a donkey does with its head. I mean, imagine mid-vows, you just hear a... Hold on, I got it. Is that a good donkey? That's more of a mule, isn't it?
I think so.
Can you differentiate a mule
I
from
don't.
a donkey?
I don't think so. Donkeys are what? They got more.
Now, there's a word for this.
What?
When I learned this from Derek Poston, when an animal cannot make itself, you need a donkey and a horse. 2 mules can't make a mule.
Do you think that when the horse hooks up with the donkey, it like knows that it's like
Oh, we're doing something freaky
we're
against
doing
nature right
something
now?
weird? Yeah.
When a black guy hooks up with a white lady?
Yeah. It was like it's like
Same
sleeping
thing.
with a midget. You're like this thing doesn't look proportionally like.
You know, we shouldn't make fun of them. They have their own problems. The Top Shelf, for instance.
Yeah.
It's been kicking their ass for years.
I'm
the
sure
Top
they
Shelf.
have that figured out by now, though.
What about
right?
elevator? What if they get in an elevator and they need a hit number 30?
I never thought about that.
I think you're walking 15. I think you're hitting 15. You're walking the rest. Phil.
Damn. Did you know there's an app where you can help blind people now?
There's an app where you can help blind people.
They can you can get on there and like you can be. It's like called
I have an
someone's
issue with
eyes.
it. How do you text Braille?
No, you're like
Voice to text.
you're FaceTiming him. You're like the person calls.
How does he
you,
know I'm
they're
there?
like- They're like,
Like, here's
hey,
it.
am I grabbing the bleach or the peanut butter?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Is that
yeah.
Oh
I
my
don't know.
God. Do they vet these people?
That's a good question.
Because
I
like, what if
feel
he calls you and you're wasted? And you're like,
Right.
I think try the bleach.
Yeah. Try the. No one's ever done that before.
Another air crash, another plane crash, San Diego. You hear
I
about this
saw
in a
that,
neighborhood?
man.
That is my worst fear. I live.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear folks. You're gonna hear some planes, and I will call out when I'll Delta, Southwest. I'll let you know what's flying over. I saw a Cessna earlier, a private plane.
Really?
Those are the ones you got to worry about. That's what crashed in San Diego.
That's what it's the most densely populated veteran neighborhood in the country.
San Diego?
The plane that crashed, the neighborhood he crashed into specifically in San Diego,
Yeah.
has the most like veterans and active duty.
Oh, well, when you're getting raw dogged by Uncle Sam for 20 years, the only thing that makes sense after is you find a cool ocean breeze right next to Mexico, and that's where they go.
There's
But
a base there, too,
Dude,
right?
imagine Friends is on, maybe it's
Yeah.
midnight, you just smoked a bowl, you're making yourself a little mug of Honey Smacks with some oat milk, something like that, maybe with a little layer of peanut butter on the top. I don't know, Phil, but you're doing it. You hear a little shake, you hear a little noise. Is that a plane? Is that thunder? What is that? All of a sudden, we got a Cessna in the living room, Phil. And that's what happened. It landed in someone's living room.
I saw like half the house had burned.
Nobody on the ground died. So, I so badly, I want to be walking by a house on fire. There's a mother outside. My babies! Coughing up smoke. Clouds are coming out
Black
of their mouth.
smoke,
And I'm like, ma'am, hold my jacket. And I storm in there. I army crawl into the smoke. Boom! Kick down the door. Where are you? I hear a cry from across the hall. A blaze. But you know what? I've already made my decision, Phil, haven't I?
Yeah.
And I go head first, tail up, storm in there. I come out with 2 babies. I get down there. Unfortunately, there was a third, Phil. I forgot the third. So now I have to live with the fact that I did not save the third baby. None of this matters because I don't feel like a hero. I feel like I killed a baby.
Would you be happier had you not helped at all?
Depends what I had going on that night. Did I miss a spot? If I missed a spot, I'm pissed.
Crazy that's
Well, I'm still a hero. I saved 2 kids, Phil.
Yeah.
I don't have needs.
2 kids and made your spot.
Yeah, 2 kids made my spot.
Yeah. 1 down though.
Let's just hope it was the problem child. You know, the sassy one that keeps slamming her door.
would be
Says,
tragic.
"Get out of my room."
Yeah, you missed the teen, the
Yeah.
preteen.
You missed the preteen.
Had headphones on.
This is where I was reading some Mormon doctrine. I am not myself a Mormon. I was looking into it.
Hello, it's me. How you doing? I was editing this podcast that me and Philly Dilly were doing. First one back in the backyard. A little bit of a audio miscombobulation, if you will. So I had to skip around some audio. Anyways, we started talking about polygamist Mormons, and then it started to cut out, and this is what I said right here. This will never happen again. I'm so sorry. God bless. Stay true to yourself, and don't stop believing.
Basically, what it becomes, to me, in my
Wow.
opinion, this is where what I'm going to say might be a little offensive, but what it is it's dudes following their guilty, greedy desires and pinning it as the Lord's will. That's what it is. You know, I need 40 wives to make it into heaven,
Yeah.
and they need 1 husband.
But there are like nuclear family Mormons who don't do the polygamy
Right,
part.
and that's the mainstream. That's LDS. They're cool with me. I'm mainly talking about fundamentalism.
LDS
here.
is the fundamental.
Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, do you know about
FLDS. That's that Keep Sweet and Pray documentary.
Yeah.
That's them.
My,
Will and Jeff. I want to kill him. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
No, you probably
But
shouldn't.
my fingers were crossed.
That's premeditation.
Well, but give me a jury.
He's in jail, right?
Yeah, he's in jail.
I have a family member who worked actively on that case when they broke it in Texas. She went down there and stayed there for 2 weeks, and she said that as soon as they gave all those like Mennonite, because they're kind of Mennonites in the compound they were. They don't have much electricity, or they read books and the Bible all day or whatever they're reading. They gave them
keep going.
state-issued
Just
cell
keep going.
phones. They said the moment that they gave the ladies state-issued cell phones, they never put the cell phones down. They were on the phone around the clock 24/7, just like yapping to each
I'm
other.
gonna find out what my sister wife
We
said
can,
about me.
we can talk house to house now after 5 p.m.
Isn't
But
this
they're
like
blowing
when
their
they
minds.
gave like the African tribe a phone? They all got addicted to porn in like hours.
That's so that happens
heard
time
this,
and time
right?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened with the North Korean soldiers too, right?
You're setting these guys up for failure a little bit. Can we ease them in? Give them a game of Tetris.
Yeah.
Block the porn for a second.
Yeah.
Just let them figure out how to construct an email.
It is
and
funny.
then we'll work on the internet. Show them Ask Jeeves. Duck, duck, go. We'll work our way up to X Hamster.
I know,
the
that's
fact
crazy.
that you hand them this phone and say go wild, I mean, they could have killed themselves with that thing.
Also, coming from like North Korea, they don't know anything. But it's funny to me that like they exit North Korea. They're like what, probably 15 to 23-year-old soldiers.
Right.
And they're the first thing they do when they get connected to the World Wide Web for the first time is they type in big boobs and they press search.
The beauty about being an American military member like myself, a naval
Yeah.
sailor, we got to bring that shit with us.
You got to bring,
Oh, I have porn all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There's never a moment where I didn't have porn.
huh?
Now, when you're on the boat, if you're in the Navy and you go on a boat and you're out to sea and you don't have internet, it takes a little pre-planning.
Yeah, you gotta.
You know, you got to get the spank bank straightened away. And I didn't learn that on my first deployment, so I was out there with, I mean...
Just 3 pounds heavier.
Yeah. I mean, my God, Phil, I was waddling through the P-ways. And this is something I've talked about. I like that we have the name... I don't like the name Blue Balls. One, did they ever turn blue? You ever look down and see blue sack?
No, I've never seen blue balls.
Okay, neither
and
have
if
I.
I would, I'd be in the hospital.
Right, and you felt them, though. And they've never been blue. I know I've had them. Here's the thing. I learned about
but now that's blue balls is just called edging now.
No. Oh, well, yeah. Well, is edge... Oh, hold on, because maybe I don't know what edging is. That's when you're in the act of sex. You do everything but the finish. Is that edging?
Yeah.
Right, you're giving yourself blue balls.
Or you're doing the goon, as the kids are calling it.
I don't know what that is.
A prolonged session of self.
Oh, so a goon is like a 5
5
minutes here, 5 minutes there.
No, 5 minutes, but no big wow at the end. You're just doing it over. You're giving yourself blue balls.
Yeah, and you're like waking up. I mean, you're like getting up, getting some popcorn, maybe checking the mail, returning to it.
That's crazy.
See, that's what I thought. How do you sit down for 5 hours straight, Phil? With a hard.
Who has the time?
But I can't. Eventually, I'm going soft.
I feel like I'm in the Navy the way I have to sneak it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're living. Yeah.
I'm living in a studio apartment.
You live in a studio apartment with a woman.
With a woman. Yeah.
How is that like? How do you bait? Do you not want a next question? You can.
No, I just don't. I just don't like.
If you hear heavy panting, we're the captain's dogs for a reason. We got a big black lab here. Show some respect. Black labs matter.
Anytime there's like a work gap, like if I leave or she leaves for work, like an hour before me, I'm like, hell yeah. That's the moment. You're like, I caught her. There's an hour. But then you end up doing other stuff and you never get the chance to because I realize like I have all this
death in the
work.
family. She leaves for a week, dude. That's a big score.
I know everyone's wearing all black down there, but up here it's all white, baby.
Oh man, that'd be funny if like like people have piss jugs and they don't want to get up in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
that'd be funny to have a cum jug.
Well,
you put a lid on it.
I don't want to imagine.
All right, I'm sorry.
The way that
it's a kid show. It's a kid show.
The way the color would turn on that thing over the course of
curdle
time.
like milk? I hate when I start a sentence that makes me puke. Turn to the mammy. This is our ginger. This is the kid that feel it. Feel the mammy, but be gentle.
Such a beautiful plant.
And you can always just go ahead and give a spin on the cardinal over here.
Now
that we have
a wind.
Now that we have a new tropical plant, I don't know if this cardinal really works. I need like a toucan.
Yeah.
Cockatiel.
Toucan with those same wings would be crazy.
I had a buddy. Because toucan. What if a bird really just had propellers like that? That'd be so sweet. What do we got? You got a name on that one?
Look, I just realized, dude, we've been honed in on for the last, who knows how long. But this squirrel.
Oh, my God.
Is just on our shit right now.
All right, so, folks, I put up this bird feeder today.
Oh, nice.
This squirrel.
Oh, I saw your story.
Dude, he was hanging from it on his tail.
He's making a break right now.
He's making a break. Don't look at him, and then we'll turn around. Don't worry, Roy. I mean, I could stick Roy on him at any moment.
Yeah,
too.
Roy is 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy Mission Impossible stuff.
Roy.
If you can't see on camera, the squirrel is just scaling a tree branch into frame right now. You might eventually see him. Oh, but Roy is successfully deterred.
He pushed him back. That was more of a perimeter check than a...
He's just doing a quick gallop.
He notices him. This squirrel and my dog are mortal enemies. Has your little boy, Soup, got a hold of a squirrel? Any squirrel chases, any close calls?
My cat, he likes to chase squirrels, but my cat is actually presence.
Roy's a murderer. Yesterday, I come outside,
and
he has something on the ground by his feet, and he immediately puts it in his mouth and looks at me with the most scandalous look I've ever seen on it. This dog has so much emotion in his face, Phil. You can just tell when he's doing something naughty. Walk over, I say, drop it. He locks his jaw. I have to open this dog's jaw. Out comes a baby bird.
No.
And then take him, bring him inside. I'm so pissed. I come out here thinking I'm about to throw away a baby bird. It's alive, Phil. It's blinking. It's taking deep breaths. Had to grab a rock and put it out of its misery.
It wasn't. You couldn't say.
And now I'm guilty that I didn't even
attempt
something. Mouth to beak, and I got to deal with that now.
Oh, dude.
I'm talking 30 seconds out of bed. I just become
and abled his ass.
Dude, I was the Undertaker for 30 seconds out of bed, Phil. I hadn't even taken a pee. Hadn't even scrolled through Instagram yet.
Was it?
He's a murderer, and look at him. He knows
Was
what
its
we're talking
wings
about.
broken and everything? He was gonna try to take the ground route for a second, but really stared him down.
You'll see him, folks. You're gonna see him over my shoulder here in a second, Phil. If you look at him, he's not gonna make the advance.
You don't think so?
He's a smart squirrel. You ever been down under, Phil?
No, I actually haven't left the country. Yeah, as an adult. Isn't that crazy?
The country or the continent?
The continent. I haven't left the continent or the country.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Do you have a passport there?
29. I've been from Texas. I've lived in Houston, Dallas, and now Austin. I've lived in all three.
Yeah, the big three. Not San Antonio, huh?
No.
Why'd you scowl like
No.
that, dude? That's a beautiful city.
Live in
That's
Austin.
Spanish and Western culture
It's
combining,
beautiful.
dude. The
It's
South
beautiful.
and the West. It's a great frontier. The Alamo. Now, I will say I've been to the Alamo. There was a vending machine there. They were fine. I don't know what the fuss was
What'd you
about.
think
They
of the
had
Alamo?
Gatorade on strap, a gift shop. I don't know what Davy Crockett was crying about. They were fine.
Did they?
There's a Rainforest Cafe right there.
I know, that's crazy.
that is an crazy
The
move.
Riverwalk is
Yeah.
just there, and it's like you see, and then you pop out and you see the Alamo, and you're like, so we're just keeping that there.
Yeah.
Everything else is in full development. Did it get you going? The Alamo get you going? Learn about it?
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, they really held down Santa Maria. What is it, Santa Ana? That son of a bitch. I mean, he's kind of badass, too, if you're Mexican. You know, whatever side you're on.
Well, he's like a dictator, kind of.
Back to the Mormons. See, it's magical. Everything ties in. They founded Brigham Young, who was the successor. What are you if you come second? Proceeder or successor?
Six-seater.
Duh. Pros first. I'm so stupid. But I answered my own question.
Well, proceeder would be like, I don't know.
All right. So the guy that followed Joseph Smith, Brigham Young. You've
Yeah.
heard of his school, I'm sure.
Yeah.
99.9% white, completely ran by the church. Brigham Young founded Salt Lake City, which was Mexican territory at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he went down there because he's like, the U.S. was hot on their ass. They were in Ohio, I think, or Missouri. U.S. was hot on their ass, like, dude, you can't have 10 wives. You can't have 2. You can have 1. You can't even have a husband. You think you can have multiple wives?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the 1800s, man.
Yeah,
So-
it's funny to be like, this is too, this
Yeah.
1800s, like, no one gets to just,
I know.
Look, we all want to.
You don't want to, dude, but what do you did it. And all of them are just kind of jealous, too.
Yeah,
I feel like.
cut that out, man. We're
Yeah.
not doing, she's not going to be, she doesn't do that.
Yeah. And, but, so he left
What
the
the
United
fuck?
States
You're
and found
right.
Salt Lake City. And then not but 6 months later, we took that shit back. So, like, the whole city that they built was in Mexico, became the United States again, and they were back under our laws.
Really? Have you
Yeah.
seen Salt Lake City?
Yeah, I was just there. It's beautiful.
I want to see the
mainly Gentile.
tabernacle. It's like crazy to see in person.
Provo is like the main hub now, and that's where the school is, Brigham Young University.
Did you know that when Utah, it's like Utah State and Brigham Young play each other, it's called like the Holy War?
The Holy War.
That's like the name of the rivalry.
Yeah.
Isn't that? And then also another
they're all
fun
going
fact
to
about
hell.
the Mormons being a little conniving. Mormons?
Yeah.
During COVID, like as soon as that shit crashed, the Mormons sold all of their portfolio, their collective church portfolio, which is one of the biggest in the world, and it's untaxed.
Yeah.
And they bought DoorDash.
Really?
Yeah, because they saw what was
I
happening.
wonder why it's taking so long now.
Right, and then I think that as soon
Bunch
as
of
COVID
sister
crashed, they
wives out there
rediverted.
delivering my food, gossiping at
That's what
every
it is.
red light.
One guy is driving 16 wives around in an Uber Eats van.
Yeah,
like-
just does one neighborhood at a time. They get out and go to every door. They just service. It'd be pretty sick. Now you got me back. You're winning me over, Mormons.
They're good. They're good at efficiency. Talk about spreading the word. You want to talk about barking?
Funny thing about Joseph Smith, the guy who's that's what we need. We need 18 wives out there promoting our comedy shows.
Yeah. What's to stop us from knocking door to door? Have you heard the word of this comedy show on this Friday at 8 p.m.?
Well, we don't have to say anything. We just have to go. Knock, knock. Who's there? And then we have ourselves a joke. We're immediately into a joke. Phil?
Yeah.
A real life knock joke.
Knock jokes for barking.
I'm going to start doing that when I go to people's door instead of ringing the doorbell or knocking. Knock, knock.
Saying knock knock.
Knock, knock. How obnoxious is that?
Who's
By the
there?
way, AT&T Uvers, you don't have this problem because you live in a duplex, but
Yeah.
these people are harassing me. Phil, I have to put a no soliciting sign up. I'm about to practice my stand your ground laws in Texas if they come back.
You're gonna have a shootout with the AT&T guy.
It's not gonna be a shootout, dude. There's nothing. It's just gonna be
no return fire.
It's gonna be manslaughter. But maybe I'm talking about murder a little too much in this episode. I don't plan on acting on any of this. Dude, nice shot. Carcass flew.
There's blood everywhere. I'm so sorry.
I wouldn't say everywhere, Phil. Also, that's trash. Oh, you got the boots on ground cavalry unit fired up.
I did nail him.
Oh, I got one. Fascinating thing about Joseph Smith. Did I miss?
I think I saw him go down. Oh, no, he's flying.
Is he injured?
You clipped him.
All right, let's just get back to the pod.
Joseph Smith.
He, before he found the gold, okay, so a white salamander led him to the golden scrolls.
Were you just like balls deep in
I'm
Mormon
reading a
Wikipedia?
Book. I'm reading a book called
okay.
Under the Banner of Heaven. They made a show on Hulu with Andrew Garfield. It's incredible. Basically, this family that grew up in the regular Mormon church, the sons just became crazed and went fundamentalist up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And they ended up, now they believe in blood atonement. So like,
what is that?
If your sins are too great, the only way to get forgiveness from God is for your blood to be spilt on the earth, meaning they kill you. They slit your throat.
What the hell?
Yeah. And so this family ended up killing one of their brother's wives and daughters because she was trying to break up the crazy fundamentalist stuff that was going on. Thanks for your input, Roy. Get out of here. You know what we have through this neighborhood, Phil?
What?
We have a breakfast taco ice cream truck. Now, I've seen this guy roll up to work sites and just post up, and then they come out, a lot of whistling. Yep, a lot of whistling. Mira, a lot of whistling. Which, by the way, that's just work. That's the sound of work ethic. This guy, Trump, as a man who as a lawnsman, yard guy, Phil.
Let me fix it.
Fix me up. I appreciate a Mexican or two. And I don't know if you've been to a Home Depot lately, but they're barren, all right? Trump, you're kind of fucking me over. I need some of these guys back.
Let's see. Making sure these don't fold up. Sorry.
What?
The mic's distracted me for a second.
No, we're good. I'm talking about how Trump has gotten rid of all my workers.
I know. Do you see guys, though, when you're out there and you're like,
Dude, I mean,
do y'all give each other like the...
It's
like,
a bunch of white crackheads now, Phil. It used to be...
Really?
Well, it used to be drunk Mexicans, but that's how you get work done.
Are there really less of them? You seeing less of them?
I'm telling you, dude, the one right by your house used to have, MS-13, they used to meet there in the parking lot.
The Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. There was like 4 different factions in the parking lot.
I would be like 2, 3 over here.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got a couple yards today. Can't do that no more.
They're not there. They're not grilling anymore.
But there's a couple, it's like when you go to the pound and you pick out a dog.
Yeah.
You want I know who's going to be efficient. I'm seeing the way you're standing. I see your build, your strength, hip mobility. Putting you on a push mower ain't going to do me anything.
You're doing a quick NFL combine for these guys.
Absolutely. I'm a scout, yes. Oh, baseball scout, that's the dream job.
Yeah?
I love baseball so much, dude. I don't know if you've been watching it lately.
Dude, I could see you with a sack of fucking flower seeds on the back of a bleacher here.
With the speed gun?
Just sitting there. Yeah, just sitting there and
Did
then
you see that shit?
This kid... Been watching him since he was 14. Let me tell you,
Come on,
we're
man.
getting him.
Show us the speed tonight, son. Show us the speed. 9 to 7. Woo! Ting.
Would you enjoy writing that stuff down,
Phil?
You see those guys that
I
fill
would
those
have
books
the
out?
little pocket thing.
Yeah, let me fix you again.
Has this been happening the whole time?
No. It's just starting to happen because the shirt's loosening up, so it flips on the outside. So we're just gonna leave it on the outside.
Is that
so
a
it dangles.
fat joke?
No,
No,
it's
My shirt's stretched all of a sudden. What is that supposed to mean?
Matty, if I make a fat joke to you, something's terribly wrong.
Touche.
I did get a bike though yesterday.
I've been thinking about going fat for the bit.
Fat Matty?
Yeah, fatty. Fatty Stew.
Do you want a fat coach?
Yeah, because you coached me up. I can get you skinny. The weight that I need. Let's trade.
I'll just come over, eat all you'll eat all my meals.
Yeah.
And then I'll just do
I'll
mow all the
drive
lawns.
to your house. You'll jog to mine.
Yeah. I'll mow lawns for cardio.
Oh, dude, this is what we'll do. We'll do like a Rocky Balboa thing. I'll be in the car just stuffing my mouth with donuts, and you'll be jogging right now. I'll throw donut holes on your head. Faster, Tubby. And I'm just drinking shakes. I'll start to call you. You're skinny. You disgust me. I'll start to body shame you for me. By the way, this is another thing about me. This is why you would look at me and you would say a healthy guy who's probably confident in himself. Wrong. All right?
Yeah.
I had body dysmorphia up the walls. You made a comment about my shirt. I'm now in my head about it. I can't even look at myself in the reflection here. And It's because
It wrung you
I
that
was a
hard.
chubby kid. Red fat. They used to call me the tomato.
You've shown me pictures.
I was a fat kid, and I was the youngest of one, but we had two close friends that are next door neighbors. All three. My brother, Connor, and Marty. These are the three most important dudes in my life. It's the three wise men at my wedding. I couldn't pick a best man. I had to get the counsel.
The three wise men.
Three wise men.
Like that.
Probably the biggest three idiots I know. But they used to call me fat, chubby boy. They were never. They're not even like they could not even like tubagoo. Nothing creative. Just like you fucking heavy, overweight slob. Like just mean things.
By the book.
And then I look like this now, and I go home. I take my shirt off. Like, ew, dude, is that a rib cage? This squirrel's gonna learn, dude. I think my dog just went head first into that picket fence. Did you hear that?
Yeah. No, I saw him.
Boy,
I saw
come
him.
here.
That's a linebacker.
Come here
if
for
I've ever seen
concussion
one.
protocol, dude.
I went back during college one year.
Is he looking a little dizzy?
He wore himself out jumping
here.
on the tree.
Come here, buddy.
Oh.
By the way, God knows what I was just talking about to you.
The losing weight.
Yeah, so I go home now, and they're like, ew, dude, you have a rib cage. You're so skinny. So now I just have body dysmorphia, Phil. But I'm a defender of the fats.
You
know
fixed
that.
it, though.
I fixed it, and I defend the fats.
Yeah.
You and me are standing in the back of the club.
People think I'm on drugs when
Someone
I lose weight.
skinny like Greg DePaul walks up and scoops you.
Yeah.
I'm throwing mitts.
Who
If
got
I see
me-
a skinny guy scoop a fat guy, I've never pounced. You might as well be a dude beating up a woman in a Walmart parking lot. If I see that, because I am justice.
Dude, I've lived a life
Justice
of it
for
to
the
the point
fats.
now where when I see it, I know the guys, and I do one of those quick ones.
Oh yeah,
The other day,
you wax on.
One of those other days,
Yeah.
dude, the guy who was sitting at the green room door tried to get me when I was walking in the green room. I fucking whacked him real quick, and his hand flew into the door frame. I was like, "Hey, man, collateral.
Yeah, man.
That's what it is. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes."
That's what. So you start pumping the chest a little, Phil, and someone goes in for a scoop.
Oh, yeah.
You flex on them and you trap. You trap them right there, like a Chinese. Yeah.
Yeah.
What would happen if two boners entered a Chinese finger trap? Next topic, huh? We'll move on from that one.
They call that a cannoli.
But yeah, Phil, I think it'd be very funny if I went Don Vito and you went Apollo Creed.
I should. I told you I got the bike. I'm working on
Here's
it.
what we'll do. When I start getting real fat, I'll sit in a wheelie chair. We'll tie a rope to it, and you'll just sprint around town with me on the back, and I'll just be throwing stuff
with a
at you.
parachute too.
Yeah.
I want a parachute, a drag parachute.
Parachute. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Like to be the guy that goes to Sports Chalet and gets a parachute and like trapezoids and cones and like
Yeah.
does footwork at the park. Yeah, I'm just getting
Phil's
ready
looking quick.
Getting ready for the combine. So yeah, he hasn't lost a pound, but my God, are his feet fast. All of a sudden. Should I check what we're at, Phil? I usually set a little egg timer.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about 34.
Nice.
We can do another
We're going
15
for
to
it.
20. See how we're feeling.
Yeah, the bike's been fun. I got it yesterday. I rode to work on it. I'm gonna go riding tonight.
A bicycle?
Yeah, I got excited.
I need a bicycle. Man.
I got excited and rode it when it was 96 degrees outside. I bought it at like 1 p.m. and then took it to work
Where did you buy it?
off Facebook Marketplace. I'm pretty sure it's a hot bike because it's I got way too good of a deal on it. It's like a $800 bike. I paid $150 for it.
That's pretty good.
Everything I read on Austin said don't buy a fixed gear in Austin. You'll hate your life.
Yeah, I mean, too many stops.
Too many stops and then going up hills. Like I live on South Congress, so I go down.
Hilly
and it's-
City, dude.
Yeah, I can get downtown in 15 minutes, but riding back up, it's 35 with a water stop at like one of the businesses to be like, God, please, can I get
Texas
some water?
was supposed to be flat.
Most places
went
it
to
is.
Amarillo, dude. My dog ran away. I saw him for 7 days. It's not. It's just a horizon there.
7
Dude.
days.
That's one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen, Amarillo, because it makes the crops just turn golden and just everything's kind of dusty and just gross white people are walking around. It's a beautiful thing.
Gross white people in Amarillo.
Maybe those are cows. I don't know.
It's just, guys who are working on the rig, a little bit of meth,
Rig, yeah.
got fired, got random piss tested and lost their fortune. Spent it all on strippers and cocaine.
If we had oil workers in Austin, you'd surely get accused of doing blackface after a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't understand blue collar work here. The coal miners. Oh my God, are you appropriating? Bitch, I was down there for 2 weeks. I don't think I'm going to see my daughter again.
I heard something crazy last
Follow a
night.
canary out.
I heard someone had hired a trans individual and then had to fire them because the trans individual said the N-word.
Why is that crazy?
I just think that's such a wild course of events.
Yeah, I mean, but it happens all the time with straight people, I feel like. Dropping the N-bomb, getting fired.
Touche.
Probably.
Touche.
And was this a dude to girl?
Dude to girl.
Oh, yeah, so it's just a guy.
White.
We're just talking about a white guy. I mean,
A white dude, a dead in past white.
former white
a former
man.
white man
Now a white lady.
saying the N-word with a hard R.
Saying the M with a hard R. What, do you think you're going to get away with it because you're a woman now? What do you think was going to happen?
That's what I was like. It's such a wild thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to pick it apart. I heard that and I was like, yeah, anyone gets fired for doing that.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Trans woman says the N-word. That's not what you want on the headlines. I will say that.
Yeah.
That's not probably good for the community or any cause. But
No.
What do you, I mean, I don't know. Who's the other dude that did the Roman salute? Who was on Tim Dillon's podcast?
Roman salute?
Yeah, can't say it.
I don't know.
Don't want to get demanded.
Yeah.
But there's another guy in Trump's cabinet that did it, and he said he was just doing a wave, and it's like, I've never in my life waved like that. I go.
Everyone knows
Like
you got to
Mickey
come up
Mouse.
straight up from the
You
side.
ever been at Disneyland? Mickey Mouse hit you with a.
No.
All right, but you've been at Six Flags, and Bugs Bunny's hit you with a.
Yeah. One of those? Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. I like it.
He's never hit me with a straight arm out.
I'm gonna hit you with some hard-hitting questions. Don't put too much thinking
Okay.
into it. One-word answers.
Gotcha.
Ready? Bugs or Daffy?
Daffy.
All right. Donald or Daffy?
Daffy.
Okay. Donald or Bugs?
Bugs.
Okay. Goofy or Daffy?
Goofy.
Interesting. There you have it, folks.
Did we do? Did you find out what you needed?
That just revealed you as a personality number 6 on the
Numerologist.
on the Enneagram scale. So
Do you ever listen?
I'm a Donald Duck guy.
You're a Donald Duck
I've been
guy?
a Donald Duck guy as of late. So me and the fam, we went to, when I say the fam, I mean her fam. My parents don't travel for me, ever. Maybe my wedding. We'll see. I'll invite them.
Yeah.
But we went to Disney World, and we did a family, kind of tacky, but I'm all in on it. We did a family shirt situation. Okay, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, kids' names, and then Aunt Anna and Uncle Matt. And everyone chose a character, a different character. I had first round draft pick. Everyone thought I was going Mickey. Sleeper, hit him with the Donald. I feel a lot like Donald myself. I'm kind of built like a duck. Unfortunate things happen to me. I'll be walking. Phil, I'll be walking down a beach.
He's also a sailor.
Yes, he's a sailor. Thank you. 2 old
Yeah.
sailors chumming it up.
Yeah.
Me and Donald. But I'll be walking down a beach and I'll stub my toe on the end of my bed. You know, that's just how unlucky I am. Like, do you ever like hit your shin on something and be like, my foot didn't even need to move like that.
Dude.
That was completely out of my path, and I just slammed my foot into it.
This right here, just a clean cut along the nail bed,
no.
dude. Just the completely healing fine, just the most
Cut
painful
on
thing.
that. That's the worst thing in movies when like you see someone cutting and
Reaching down to
hate
pick
that.
something up, scratch it on my coffee table.
Oh,
Just so, fuck me, okay, cool.
yeah, just a normal day.
Yeah.
What? Is that all you got? You just look up at God. More.
I did that one time and my ceiling fell in, so I don't do that anymore. Yeah, like simultaneously.
Are you serious?
Yeah, not even joking.
You screamed up and the ceiling
I
caved in?
screamed up and the ceiling fell in and near
Was
the
it your
chimney.
neighbor just be like, shut the fuck
No,
up with a
where we're at
broom?
now, studio, just like
Well, you just
water.
had a weak ceiling. It couldn't handle the vibrations.
It was
the
raining.
reverberation.
The water was swelling it and just fucking poof. And I was like, all right. Then I had, fiberglass and whatever the fuck else just all over my living room with water. How you guys doing?
They're good. They're hot, man. We need
It's baking
We
right
have
now. I
that
don't know if you feel
cowboy
that.
pool over there, a little metal tub,
Yeah.
which we're about to get back ready for the summertime. Here's the issue with this pool, folks. We don't have a wasp nest back here, but one of my neighbors do, right on the wall here. And these wasps come over. 3 of them take a dip while 2 of them are on aerial overwatch. and you can't use the pool. And I've tried so many different methods. I've gone over there, I've sprayed them with the stuff, but then it gets in the pool. I've taken the net and I've trapped these wasps under the water. Come back an hour later, the second I bring it up, they fly away.
You know what it is?
You can't drown a wasp.
It's this hanging ivy. It's all the shade they want, and they have nests in there for sure.
Yeah. It's the ivy, eh?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
They like that shit.
And I got stung 2 times in 1 calendar year. I've been stung. That's a lot.
That's good for you.
And I don't want to say lesser men would have dropped, Phil.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like I just want to enjoy my pool. I feel like Bill Murray with the freaking Caddyshack with the mold. What is it? The gopher.
You should get like a dome net.
Bro, I wake up every morning and I go over there with my fucking pistol and I put it in between the blinds and I look out. I look out to the pool and I'm like, who am I dealing with today? And it's 6 wasps just circling my pool. And I go out there, I kill 1, and then 4 of them retreat while 1 attacks. And dude, the amount of times I just have to sprint back and say, dogs, inside. One of them's going to get a collateral sting. I will say.
You put them through the soft and they both went, all right, where we going?
And I will say, when a dog, and it's unfortunate, but when they get sting, it's one of the cutest things. When their little snout swells up like a peep in the oven.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Apparently it's good for you as a human.
Well, now, I don't know if this, Phil, you might have heard something about me. This has maybe gotten back to you. I used to be addicted to jellyfish stings. They were talking about it at the club last night. I told Colt in confidence, and he told everybody. I used to swim in jellyfish.
Wait, what?
I'll answer any question you have.
What does that mean? Where did you come in contact? You grew up in California, right?
I was living in California for a little bit, and I had picked up the hobby of surfing. One day I got stung by a jellyfish, and on the drive home I felt kind of good, Phil. I felt kind of warm. The area, the location of the sting, it was reverberating around, and I just felt kind of alive, like a little bit of I took a hit of rabies, and I went to school that morning, and I was just kind of feeling good. And then from there on out, anytime I'd see a school of jellyfish, I just kind of would unzip the wetsuit and swim into them. Then one day I came home with a big mark on my face, and my dad's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And I had to explain to him,
I'm hooked on jelly.
I've been doing some recreational jellyfish stings.
This is real.
This is real, Phil. And I gotta be honest, I don't hate the bee sting.
Have you met someone else? No, bee stings are fucking phenomenal. That's what I found out doing pest control.
They suck at first. And by the way, fun fact for the kiddos, if you do get stung, never pinch it out. Because you're stinging the rest of the venom that's in the stinger into you. Take a credit card, shave it out.
Credit card or
Doesn't
a really
feel good, but it's what you
rough
gotta do.
towel is what in pest control what we recommended. You always kept like white bar towels.
Come on, drop. Take him out, Phil.
He's got to stay steady.
Don't aim by the dog. All right, he's gone.
Dude,
Lay down. Come here. Lay down.
Use like a rough towel. It'll pull the stinger out too perfectly and pick up any of the venom.
Yeah.
But the bee sting is great for immune response. It'll get your immune system fired up.
A lot of talk about scorpions out here. Ain't synced to one.
No.
Ain't synced to scorpion.
You know, I did pest control for the year and a half. Never saw a scorpion really either.
Yeah.
Never went on a scorpion
No,
job.
that's the biggest scam, pest control. Those people. No, it's not true. I did have a cockroach problem.
Mosquito blowing is a scam, and it's bad for the environment.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you can't take care of your own mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's because you have a moisture problem, and as a homeowner, you should be taking care of that anyways.
Yeah. You don't deserve a house if you have a mosquito problem.
Yeah. Figure out a drainage issue.
Roy, get your ass up over here.
Yeah, when you fog for those things, you kill all sorts. You kill bees, you kill it all.
Yeah. Now, have you seen this little move? If there was like a bee nest, a wasp nest or something, a hive, I believe they're calling it. Mm-hmm. You take a little bowl, a little cup of gasoline. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing: if you miss a couple of them, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You got to get them all, but they just drop into that thing, dude. It's magical to watch. I got to be honest with you.
We used to use the chemical you use is CB80. Mm-hmm. Comes with like a nozzle that's like 1.5 feet long. From here, I could sit here and just fucking, and what it does, it like melts
the long shots are nice.
It melts the inside, so their exoskeletons
Yeah.
intact, but they're just like.
You see
on
the way
fire.
that these dogs just bully me? This is all day. They want the ball.
Bro,
They
these
want
are your
the-
guys.
Yeah. Well, she's a female, but
She's a female.
she acts like a fucking frat boy.
My boy's at home right now. He's doing good.
Yeah. This is the captain's dogs, Phil. I'm glad you have a dog. Phil
Yeah.
has been asked to be the co-host of this show. We'll see. Everyone in this city seems to hate me, so I would not be surprised if within a month he jumps ship and I never see him again.
That's just your thoughts.
But,
You're not. That's not true at all. Everyone loves
well,
you.
The thoughts win most of the time. I'll tell you that.
It's good to know that the most liked guy is also thinking that too.
It's good to know that you're lying to my face right now,
It's
Phil.
crazy to think. It does. It really makes me feel better.
I'm despised. I can't show my face. I can't show my face around Creek for another week at
Why?
least. Because Ryer turned me into a Zamboni and dragged me around the ice.
What do you
You didn't
mean?
hear about the roast battle.
Oh, you got.
I got buried, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I was a coyote in a
Ryer,
den. I was a
dude.
coyote in a den of wolves. It was my first one. They made me the main event, and
Dude, I've been saying this. Ryer's the meanest comic in Austin.
he's going around picking off the rookies, dude. I found out he did this to Joe Vaughn too,
Oh,
first
really?
time, and just buries. But no, Ryer is one of the best roasters, one of the best comics in town. I should have known it was going to.
Meanest human in
I knew it was
Austin
going to
comedy.
lose. I just didn't know it was going to be such a.
Ryer, if you see this, I know.
Yeah,
I
Ryer's-
I know you're the meanest
Yeah,
person.
he has
I
this
know.
nice guy persona, and then all of it, you turn around, ice pick right to the back. I'm kidding, Ryer. Because if he were to hear this, he would believe us and think that.
Yeah, we'll
serious.
duke it out at the
No,
fucking
I
set.
love you, Ryer. You're the nicest person I know, and he's never going to see this, but if
Yeah.
he does, I do love him. I worry that there's too much sun on the Mammy.
Yeah, you might want to
Everything-
keep it
here's
half
the
in,
thing,
half
Phil,
out for the
everything.
day.
I moved it here for.
Or just light shade like
That's
that
what
all
I
day.
keep.
Yeah.
I don't come into another man's house and tell him where to put his plant. That's
You're
where
right.
I've been keeping it.
You're right.
All right.
My apologies.
Because what's going to happen is I'm going to drag it back over there, and you're going to think that you made the suggestion.
You're getting new growth, dude, though. So you're doing great. Whatever
Yeah.
you're doing is
Oh,
working.
that's a sprout, huh?
This is a sprout.
Yeah.
That's a sprout. Look at all the
I got to
fresh
trim
green.
some of these. Again, I don't like. I think this guy's leaning for sun. They do that, right? Because up in here,
it
he's
looks
a
like
little.
his soil's just kind of loose.
Now you're
But-
talking about my soil.
Well,
Now you're talking about my fucking. Well, I don't know if you saw over there.
what if you just
can't.
clocked me over there? I
I
said,
thought about it, Phil. I have a. What do
you
they
know you
call it?
grew up around
What do they-
those.
I have a compost pile, so maybe I'll go over to the compost pile after this and I'll patch it up. What do you think?
you got a permit for that compost pile?
Who's asking?
Just
You're wearing a
fucking with
fucking
you.
wire right now. Look at you, dude.
That's why I brought them. They're state issued.
I really got to just
No, you're
learn
good.
the time.
Anything is
dude,
fine.
this is home stretch here.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts. We're at 48 minutes. This was great, Phil. We can do a little earlier if this is hot, and because that way we can do our morning coffee.
This is fucking hot.
yeah.
It's cooking.
In the summertime, we got two options: night or day, and that's just life, night or day. But we can do a little earlier. I know you're kind of a, with all due respect,
I need reason to wake up.
you're a bit of a late riser.
Yeah, I wake
So-
up at like 11, 10. Yeah.
So, and that's after 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Well, last night I was going to go to bed early. I'm always going to go to bed early.
Yeah.
I get a call at 1:45 a.m. from our boss at Sunset.
Well, what's the emergency?
I'm locked inside the club.
Okay, that's an emergency.
Me and
Fair.
Dylan Sullivan are locked
Fair.
inside of the club right now.
Fair.
We need help.
Yeah.
So I go and
Did you say I need spots?
right. I think it spoke for itself when you show up
say I
and you're
need
like,
stage time?
yeah. She's like, how can I repay you? I was like, there's a
I think you know.
we got a whole form for that.
Yeah. Phil's going to be headlining. If you guys were trying to find Phil, he's going to be headlining all month at Sunset Street.
I show up. I had to help
Why
him
didn't you
out.
call me? I have a key.
Because I live 5 minutes from. She was like, "Who else
but
has
I'm
a?"
prompter
She's like,
than
"Who
you."
else has a key?" And I was like, "It's me, Matty, Cole. The
Yeah.
group." And I was like, "I'm 5 minutes from downtown. I don't mind at all. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
doing
I'm-
anything. I'm up."
I'm more responsible than you.
Yeah,
Do you think? I just kind of said that just to see what you would say.
yeah. No, you are.
Okay, cool, because I think that too.
Yeah,
But I love you.
I was thinking about this on the way over here. I hate doing my job if I have a job.
I'm going to say something, and this comes from nothing but endearment. You're a professional pothead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's something I sought after.
Yeah, yeah. You're not Dave Franco. You're not that far gone. But you're Seth Rogen.
I don't get.
You got a
I
beautiful
can't even
girlfriend, a
do
job?
that anymore.
What?
I can't do the Stony Baloney stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to.
No, I recently cut all my dosage and to 33% because I was panicking.
So when you don't lay off, but you cut your dosage by 30%, yeah, you had a problem.
No, down to 33%.
That's what I'm saying. The way your vernacular makes me
So
think
like,
you had
let
a
me
real
put it this
bad
way:
problem.
I would wake up and I'd hit a dab
Yeah, Phil.
Not all right, right?
So what you're telling me is you wake up and go back to sleep.
No, I'd get work done. Because when I do my monotonous desk job work, because I do the desk job.
I've been in those phases where I'm just high all day, but it's like...
But then I started thinking I was having heart attacks.
Yeah.
So then my producer for my stuff, JJ, he was just like, dude, take a smaller tab. Because I was like, you're right, I am just smacking them. But now I'll do this. I'll hit like the corner of a bowl and I'll be like... That's so
funny. Like
I'm a dad now. Dad stoner.
Such bro science. Should try a smaller dab.
Yeah.
I know you can't cut it out. You got to keep doing it, but like a small one.
Well, I do. I like to.
By the way, I meant to say this, and just for next time,
Yeah.
and I just did it right now. I'm horrible at cutting off.
Yeah.
So anytime I cut you off, please spray me. One spray. Doesn't have to be in the face, the knee. But I need to know. I need to learn my lesson like a bad boy. You know?
Yeah.
Let's practice.
That was
No,
practice.
but I was thinking.
I want to see it.
So, give me a spray. Yeah, that's good.
I didn't mean to go for the balls.
That's good. That's
it was
good.
a little low.
That's good. This is something I want to work on. This is something I've learned with Nico. I cut people out. I'm excited, Phil.
It is.
Like a golden retriever.
I think conversation happens best when it's fast too.
Yeah.
So I'm the same kind of guy.
Oh, you and me, dude. We're snippy snappy.
Yeah, I know. Also, it's like it's pretentious to think, but you're like, if when you cut someone's idea off, it's because you already finished their sentence for them in your own mind.
Right.
And that's not. And then someone hit me with this the other day. I was cutting somebody off pretty frequently throughout the evening. I was drunk, and they hit me with this, and I'm not, Matty. It's in me now.
Look at you postured
Dude,
up.
this motherfucker said, "Hey, why don't you let me have my own thoughts?"
Pretty good.
Holy fucking shit! It was an
Pretty
older
good.
gentleman too, and it changed
Pretty
my way
good.
of thinking about conversation. I was like, yes, it is efficient to like go and finish, or like if someone's talking about something and you find the word before them, it's like, yeah, that's great, but you are taking away from their autonomy.
Yeah, and then they'll often like get it wrong. Like, what if I say like I think Chinese people are, and then you go great, and I'm like, fuck. we're not
Yeah,
on the same
exactly.
page.
Yeah,
By the way, I love Chinese. That was just an example.
just an example that was fresh.
It's a little more
recently.
tasteful than black, you know. So, and I love them all. I was just looking for an example.
Yeah.
I should have said Italian. No one gets mad at that.
Chinese isn't as hard on the ears as black. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You can come at Italians. I think the Polish are taking hits.
Italians love to take the hits.
Yeah.
Because they're proud. They don't give a shit.
And they go, when you shoot me like I'm an Italian. Hey!
Everything's just Johnny Bravo.
Who's the dude that killed himself on the road? The comic, Richard Jennings. He had a great joke. Where he's like,
Jesus, bring up Richard
yeah, he's like,
right now.
He's like, you come back from. He's like, I was just in Canada. You realize everything's different over there. In Canada, they go, how you doing, eh? You come over to New York and they go, hey, how you doing? It's perfect. It's a perfect joke.
Dude, he had so
I
many
didn't
bangers.
deliver it that good. That's why
He
you
had
didn't
so
laugh.
many
but it was
bangers.
a
No,
good
you
joke.
had me thinking about Richard fucking Jenny too.
He had a whole. He went on. I think in that same set, which was on Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
He told like an 8-minute joke about Jaws 3. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
Crazy that he got so sad. It's crazy. Like, I feel like when you do this for a living, you devote your life to being a playground type of situation where
Yeah.
everything doesn't really that serious.
I think maybe if he started young too. You started young?
I started at 20.
See, this is like my fourth life.
Yeah.
31 now. I started when I was 27. I was in the military for 7 years.
Yeah, that's different speed.
And then 18 years before that, I was just fucking bitches, dude.
I always say, though, that guys that come in from military to stand-up comedy are not behind. They're coming in at pace.
I'm just getting paid for it now.
Yeah.
I was holding court.
But dude,
on
also the life
deployments.
experience. Like, you've been
Yeah.
around the world. That's something I'm 29 yet to do, and I've been doing it for 8 years. And you'd think comedy would have brought me more places, but the truth is like you spend so much time beating down the same roads to
Yeah,
make
it's
yourself
true.
name in your hometown that you forget to go visit Utah.
Well, Phil, we'll get a little trip going.
Yeah.
We'll get a little dual headlining, a little dual
Yeah.
banjo thing
No.
going. We'll get a van,
Yeah.
a built-out van.
My only request: we don't go east, and if we go east, it needs to be at least a 45-degree angle because I've been driving through the Gulf states.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna miss a lot of HEBs that way, but all right.
Who
I
gives
mean, I'm
it?
sorry. I meant to say Buc-ee's.
Come and goes. Want to laugh at those every
Come
fucking
and
30
go.
minutes? That's always a fun time. Every time you're driving in the Midwest. Come and go.
Come and go.
Oklahoma. Come and go.
It's like Cox Cable. You remember that commercial?
No.
Cox Cable is like big on the East Coast. It's like Time
Okay.
Warner's like biggest competitor, and I just remember commercials in the day. Or maybe it's the West Coast. I don't know, but I remember commercials where it's just like, I love Cox.
No
And
way.
Yeah, and it's like, hey, come on, you guys know what you're doing here.
Have to.
It's like Dick's Sporting Goods. How'd they get away with that, Phil?
Richard.
Was Cox taken? It was.
Yeah.
Cox was already taken.
Dick's Sporting Goods.
I
We
have that
balls.
joke. You've heard my joke, right? Guys, can we go with, how about Rick's Sporting Goods? Still short for the name Richard?
Yeah.
No, we're doing Dick's, huh?
We're doing Dick's.
The website is dicks.com. You have to prove you're 18 or older to buy a Frisbee, Phil. Just trying to get some recreation. Folks, that is the first. We're just gonna go numerous to whatever the last episode was several months ago. So I think this is like 120 something.
Cool.
We're back in the backyard, and we're gonna stay here, Phil, because I'm not a studio guy. I turned down two studios to be here. You put lights on me, you get multiple mics. I turn into a clam, Phil. I get right into my
It's
shell.
different. Yeah, you feel trapped.
Hide, but now I'm not a clam. I'm a mollusk.
And now we're in the backyard, chilling with the dogs,
More like a sea cucumber, I would say.
talking about the talk.
But Phil, it's the heart of the summer, so we're gonna have to go golden hour, or we're gonna have to do morning.
Yeah, or shade.
We can do shade.
We can do some shade.
But that's not. This is the problem with Texas. Is shade don't help much.
Tanning there would be funny too.
We can do that.
Two shirtless dudes.
We can do that.
Getting
That
some
might have to
sun.
be behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're on Punch Up. I don't have that situated yet, but we're gonna. So you can check us out on Punch Up. Phil, plug everything you got.
Yeah, absolutely. Download the Punch Up app so you can get to this on there whenever it comes out. You can also check me out at Phillip Garcia Comedy on everything. If you search that in indie search bar, I'll pop up. 2 L's in Phillip Garcia, like all the others.
And then catch us at Sunset Strip. We're up there as much as we can, all over town. And then I'll have dates for both me and Phil on the Punch Up and all that stuff. So it's good to be back. It's good to be doing it. We do have to pick another hour.
Yeah.
That's just the fact of the matter. I can go morning, Phil. Balls
Let's
in
do
your
morning.
court.
Let's do morning.
Come
I'll ride my bike. I'll wake up at 6,
coffee with your
start
boy.
pedaling over here.
That's a long pedal. Phil, that's a hell of a pedal.
What is it? It was 18 minutes driving.
You have
so
a motor on this bike?
No.
Do you want one? You take one off the lawnmower.
Yeah, like a 2-stroke I can borrow,
Yeah.
hook up that thing? Yeah, let's do it.
Because I think, Phil, if we get out here at 9, I think that's appropriate.
9 is great.
You can do 9.
9 is even hot too.
Not this hot.
When it gets to be August, it's going to be 98
We can do nighttime.
degrees.
You want to do nighttime? The problem is,
Yeah, we
skiers
work.
come out. We're going to
and
get
we work.
nipped.
We work nights.
Yeah, but it's just one day of the week, Phil. And the people don't need to hear this. This is an off podcast conversation. We're sorry. We're just two parents fighting over here, and you guys didn't deserve to hear any of that. We're glad to have you back. Thanks for sticking along. If you've subscribed this whole time and haven't left, thank you, because we're back. We're going to be delivering hot. Phil, nothing to follow. Just wanted to say your name.
Just Phil, Matty. We're going to try to get Matty fat.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes out
So
for that.
that's a lot of people are getting their summer bods. That's what to look forward to is fatty stew. I think September comes around, I'll be struggling out of the car. So that's the goal. If I can still tie my shoe by December without losing breath, you have not tried your hardest.
No.
So
No, we're gonna get you up a pant size.
Captain's dogs, man. Woof woof.
Thanks for watching.
Phil, that was great.
It was good.
I think we got some chemistry here.
We're going. It's cooking. We're rolling too.